All right, let's get right into it. Today we're breaking down Netflix's absolute monster hit, The Rip. If you've seen it, you know exactly why we need to unpack that ending. And if you haven't, well, you're about to find out what all the buzz is about.
Everything, and I mean everything, in this movie boils down to this one number: $24 million. This is the figure that fuels every single choice, every bit of paranoia, and the entire moral freefall at the heart of the film. It's why the internet is basically losing its collective mind.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Imagine you're a cop, been on the job for years. You find this kind of cash, life-altering money. No cameras around, nobody's watching. What do? That's the question the movie throws right at you from the get-go. And that question, that moral dilemma, it has clearly hit a nerve because this film has absolutely exploded into a global obsession, and it feels like it happened overnight.
I mean, it dropped on Netflix on January 2nd, and bam, it just rocketed to the #1 spot. Not just in the US, but everywhere. The UK, Australia, you name it. The timing was just perfect, and the story obviously resonated with people. And it's not just us saying it. The critics are all over this thing. Lifestyle.niq called it the must-see film of the month. And they're right. They praised it for being this gritty throwback to the kind of cop thrillers we just don't see anymore. This isn't just some movie. It's an event.
Okay, so let's dig into the heart of that dilemma, because this isn't just about getting rich. We're talking about a choice that could absolutely torch a career, destroy a friendship, maybe even get you killed.
First things first, what does the rip even mean? Well, the title itself is actual police slang. It refers to that split-second decision when cops find a huge pile of cash or drugs on a raid and they have to choose, report it or just, rip it. That one word perfectly sets up the entire conflict.
And the setup here is just brilliant. You've got Joe Carnahan directing, who's a master of this stuff. He did Narc. And get this, the story's actually inspired by a real Miami-Dade narcotics team. The premise is so simple but so good. Two veteran partners, Damon and Affleck. They raid a stash house. They're thinking, okay, maybe we find 300 grand. But what they find is 80 times that.
But the real electricity in this movie isn't just the plot. It's the decades of history between the two leads. The film takes the real-life friendship of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and totally weaponizes it.
Time Out magazine just hit the nail on the head. They called it old Hollywood excellence, with a telepathic connection you just can't fake. And the director, he knows what he has. He lets scenes go on, these long takes where it's just the two of them sizing each other up. Every little look, every pause, it's just loaded with 20-plus years of real friendship. And the movie uses what we know about them to make the on-screen betrayal feel so much deeper.
I mean, just think about them in Good Will Hunting, right? It was all about this brotherly trust, having each other's back. The Rip takes that and just flips it on its head. Now, everything is suspicion, antagonism, and it's all built on this foundation of lies.
And for the fans, they slipped in this fantastic little Easter egg. There's a moment where Affleck's character actually drops that famous Robin Williams line from Good Will Hunting, "I had to go see about a girl." It's a tiny moment, but wow, it's such a powerful little nod to how far they've come.
All right, deep breaths. This is what you came for. The ending. That absolutely masterful gut punch of a twist that makes you rethink the entire movie. So, what really happened to the $24 million?
Okay, and I'm being dead serious here. This is your big, flashing, red light spoiler warning. If you have not seen this movie yet, this is your last chance. Hit pause, go watch it, and then come back, because we are about to spoil everything.
This is the question that's just been lighting up Reddit, Twitter, you name it, ever since the movie came out. The whole third act is this dizzying spiral of paranoia and betrayal, and it kind of leaves you sitting there like, wait, what did I just watch?
So here's the absolute game changer. The money was never really in play. Let's break it down. First, you see the whole team just cracking under the pressure. Then, you find out that the outside forces they think are the cartel, nope, it's internal affairs. Then comes the biggest shock. Affleck's character, JD, he was working with IA the whole time. And then, the final knockout blow, the $24 million, it wasn't a score, it was bait. The whole thing was an elaborate loyalty test designed for one person, his partner Dane, Matt Damon's character.
An ending like that just changes everything, right? Which of course leads us to the next massive question on everyone's mind. With a hit this huge, are we gonna get a sequel?
Well, let's just say the case for The Rip 2 is looking pretty strong. The movie's shattering viewership records. It's getting praise for basically reviving an entire genre. And here's the kicker. It was produced by Damon and Affleck's own studio. They have every reason in the world to make another one. Now, Netflix hasn't given the official green light just yet, but come on. All signs are pointing to yes.
And all of that leaves us with this one final, messy question to chew on. After all the lies, all the manipulation, was JD's loyalty test justified? Did he do the right thing by setting up his best friend to expose a weakness? Or was it the single greatest act of betrayal possible? That's the brilliant, uncomfortable debate the film leaves us with. We'd love to know what you think. Thanks for tuning in.